Hello, this is Eric Blackburn, and this is my EDL 852 Mod 10, helping students realize their learning norms presentation. Looking at the 10 different key norms featured in the video. The first one needs focused on is relationships, and ways that would help students to understand the importance and the need for relationships is for help students to know that they matter. They are individuals and that their voice is important. You need to find time for one-on-one conversations, interact with each student as a one person, and get to know the real person in each student. Go beyond just being their teacher and become more of a mentor to them. Ways to show students that relevance is key is to give students to say in what we do. Provide time for Genius Hour is something that I've done for the last few years. It's a time when students get to pick what they learn about and then share their learning with their peers. We would focus on it on Fridays, do about an hour, hour and a half every Friday, where students could choose what they research or learn about, develop some sort of presentation over the week, and then share the next week. Had some students that wanted to learn things like knitting, and so they would knit to teach the kids, and that's something that they were interested in, and I was able to actually see quite a bit of an improvement with student behavior on Fridays, and also with attendance, because they were excited to participate. Other things to do would be find ways to integrate lessons that connect with individual interests for students, their backgrounds, and their cultures. Way to show students that time is important is to have conversations with them about general deadlines for completion, but also allow them opportunities to amend deadlines and adjust their workload. Provide opportunities for individual extension projects and activities for students. Don't be afraid to venture off the beaten path. If you get caught up extending on a topic and the students are engaged and asking questions, continue on with it. Just because the clock says at 2 o'clock you move on doesn't mean you have to. Finally, if a single student or small group wants to continue focusing on a topic, provide them a time to do so. Don't say, hey, it's 1:30, we're done for today. You shouldn't focus on things like that because that's not how life is. Timing, to show students that that is key. Provide instruction utilizing a variety of methods aimed at students with varying learning styles. Share the concepts that need to be learned and give students the individual choice of what they want to focus on and how to do so. Let students determine how they want to demonstrate their mastery of the concepts. As long as they master them, order, how, and style of learning for the student doesn't matter. It's the mastery itself that's important. The importance of play. Provide manipulatives and hands-on learning opportunities for students. Sharing your own explorations and failures. Students need to see that adults don't always succeed. If they see that success is all that's important, they're going to be afraid to fail. If they see that they're the only one failing, they're going to be afraid to reach outside of their comfort zones and try when failure's a possibility. You need to find ways to incorporate games in the classroom, let students develop games to share with others and show their learning. Um, how to show them that practice is important is to revisit past lessons and concepts to increase long-term retention of learning. Provide multiple opportunities for practice to move students towards mastery. Use hands-on activities for practice and to demonstrate learning, and to allow for repeated attempts when students need additional practice. Again, they need to understand that failure is not a problem. It's when you quit, that's the real problem. Giving students choice and allowing them to understand that choice is important. Ask students what they're interested in and what they want to learn about. Again, this goes back to my Genius Friday idea. Adapt standards to fit what students' choices are. If students are interested in building, you can find ways to make math and science and social studies fit with building. You can find ways to make the writing fit with it. Allow students to decide class activities when appropriate. Give students choice on how to demonstrate their learning and mastery, and you'll see that's one that I continue to hit on to help them understand why these are important norms. Authenticity. Share a real-world application of what you're doing within the classroom. Bring people in from the community, connect class activities to the world. Allow students opportunities to determine what they need to know to succeed in their future chosen career. Then give them time and resources to learn those skills. Challenge students. Ensure students are aware that a test or a worksheet is not the most important thing. Provide opportunities that push each student beyond their individual comfort zone to see that being challenged is something they should expect. Celebrate when students are challenging themselves. Failures are not, learning occurs. And finally, allow students to pick their challenge activities. Application of the learning. They need to see that this is there. Provide students with opportunities to apply their learning in the real world setting. Take students outside of the classroom to demonstrate learning. You don't have to stay within those four walls. Provide hands-on activities and put the paper and pencil away. Too often students get caught up in expecting that we're constantly going to do worksheets or looking at a textbook, and real learning occurs beyond that. And if we can get them to see that, then that becomes their expectation, and then more teachers will meet that.